quiet. The agenda for today, for the most part, we're just going to do the round and talk about what we've been up to. Melissa, I know you have plenty on your plate right now. I put the small boat program and into the new business section. Thank you very much for sharing the notes from that. You know, that should be reviewed already, but it'd be good to talk about that a little bit. Also, if you do feel like we should talk about John Yu, you know, thankfully we're just amongst friends tonight, so you know, it'd be good to get your impression about how we should proceed with that. And then Eric, I would love to hear if anything has progressed with this crab feed. I'm so pumped that after talking to the clubs in the last few weeks, people are actually open to us hosting events with them. It's really exciting. So we might all have some ideas there. Okay, and then let's get into it. You guys know what this is all about. So let's do, first of all, approval of minutes. I'm going to stop the share for a sec. And according to what I've been told that I should be saying, where is my Robert's rules here? I know, Alice, you know this stuff off by heart, but you know, I'm a newbie.
Well, no, I don't, but.
Oh gosh, I know. Yeah.
Are there any corrections?
I'm sorry. Yes.
Well, ask if there are any corrections to the minutes that have been distributed.
Yes, so that's it. So the minutes have been read and distributed or distributed to you. Definitely, they have been distributed. Are there any corrections?
No.
No. Fantastic. This is so efficient. I love it. If there are no corrections, the minutes are approved as read, distributed. Oh, I'm sorry. Did someone have a correction?
Make a motion to approve it.
No. Oh, there's no motion.
Is that right?
That's correct. So Robert's rules, no motion.
Oh, because all right, that's great. So as long as wait, let me just understand. So there is no correction, so you can just say they're approved.
Correct.
That's so interesting. Thank you.
No problem. This is why I had to sit down and read about it. I was like, hold on a moment. Anyway, so all good.
Usually I mean, if you want to get really picky about it, which I don't think we need to do, because I'm like totally on board with finishing within the hour. You need a motion for the approval of the agenda, but you don't need a motion for approval of the minutes.
All right. That's actually really good to know. I think we're all on board on the agenda, are we?
Okay, time for another drink, I think.
You know what? Hey, girlfriend, I'm ready. I know it's 4 p.m., but you know, it's got to be 4 p.m. somewhere, right?
All 4 p.m. somewhere. Is that the new Jimmy Buffett song?
We're already at 7, so there's 6.
Yeah, that's Hawaiian time for you. Okay, so getting back into this, let us jump into, oops, I'm sorry. First of all, I just want to say a big welcome. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, Eric. Every time we have a meeting like this, I have to have a picture of you. You're just so photogenic. What can I say? It's wonderful. Yeah. So, you know, but I did want to say that I really enjoyed the TI Unity Parade. That was great, Eric. Of course, you brought so much fun to the event. You know, all the crazy hats, and of course, being so hospitable with your boat. That was great. I mean, Christina and I, we had a blast. You know, Laura, she had a great time too. So thank you very much for having us be with you to participate. I actually do have a bunch of footage for that. I've been wanting to put together a little video. Unfortunately, all the excitement of Wales and Hawaii kind of took priority, but I'm going to throw that up on the IYC website and also on our YouTube so people can see what a great time we had together when we were doing the Unity Parade. Apart from that, the picture on the right is new member Abel and Shelly's partner, Mary, coming out on Island Girl. So we went for a nice little sail together. Abel was brand new crew. He hasn't sailed, but he joined the Yacht Club. Incredible. So goes to show, I mean, maybe I have not expressed it as keenly as maybe I should have, but you know, I do really want to reinforce that Island Girl does have enduring cultural value, I think, for Island Yacht Club. It is a boat that in great conditions and under the crew and skipper, you know, people can have a lot of fun with very little effort comparatively. not all of us, excuse me, have a small boat at our disposal for a 1 hour jaunt up the estuary. Island Girl makes it so much easier. So, I just wanted to feature this here, is especially in light of the small boat program meeting we had yesterday. Just a reminder that people do have a terrific time on Island Girl, even when the going gets tough and we have to sit down and write checklists and waivers and things like that. At the end of the day, people have a great time on her. So let's not forget that.
Do you know where he's from?
So where is he from? He actually lives a few blocks from me on Pacific Avenue.
No, do you know how we got him?
Oh, how he got on board. Terrific question. When we had a little chat about it, he said that he was just looking for something to do in the neighborhood.
No, this is a Monique get from Boathouse Tavern.
Oh, really?
no.
So I didn't realize
yeah.
Monique just chatted him
No,
up
this is
at
Monique
Boathouse.
doing. So Monique found him
That's
at Boathouse
amazing.
Tavern, and
Oh,
this Boathouse has been our impromptu, and that's actually they proclaim that they
wow.
are our boathouse, or that are clubhouse now.
Are they going to put our flag up there? Because it was
They
just
did,
like
yeah. It's right in the
Yeah.
center of the bar, straight up, and actually somebody from another yacht club came by and wanted to put their burgee up, and they said no. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, so I'm pretty happy about that. Considering
I'm
we got
pretty
booed
happy about that
somewhere,
too.
I'm like, yeah, Christian, right on.
Yeah,
It was
well,
a
we
good
got booed at Encinal. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Different.
Exactly. So no, we got our clubhouse. No, they love us and they have food and everything. We actually had taco last night. It was pretty good.
Hey,
That's
we talked
really terrific.
down OIC yesterday, me and
We-
Shelley and Monique and Gita. they let us let ourselves out. So they trusted us. So that was a good
That's
thing.
awesome. Yeah, it's fun. I've been talking to Benjamin at OYC about a different matter. So they're bringing back the boat show, another post-COVID development, and Latitude have been tasked with hosting a party. And initially they wanted to host it at EYC or OYC or something like that. At the end of the day, it turned out they're going to get a food truck and just hang out at Spencer's, which is great.
Oh, is that right?
Are you talking about the April 9th thing?
That's correct, April 9.
Who's running that?
So the boat show is its own entity, but they're working with Latitude to get a lot of, excitement up about that.
So I was going to talk to Mike Tossi about it, but I wonder if they would let us put like a table up or something like that. Maybe put some of our swag out.
I think that would be terrific. You know how much we get out of that? It would be something else,
But you think it's a Latitude thing, not Svensson's?
Well, Svensson's is going to be hosting. So, but Pacific Boat Show is like their own company, right? So I can find out who is the best contact for that through Nikki Bennett, who I've been working with on trying to get this sort of post-party happening.
Wonderful.
And it'll be great. If we can get a table, that'll be great. Alice,
I've got everything for that. If we could get
love to that. Yeah.
If they would offer it for us, I have everything we need to set it up. I mean, I do that on a regular basis.
We just need more room.
Yeah,
and set some of our swag out. Maybe I put our little poster out. I don't know. Maybe
I think seminar stuff too.
Yeah,
nice vinyl banner, something like that. That'll be really terrific. Let me have a talk to Nikki about it. Us being like a local organization, they'd actually probably be pretty cool about it. But yeah, if it's a Pacific Boat Show thing, then I think the first thing they're going to do is give us the media kit and all that stuff. But there's no harm in asking.
Well,
absolutely no harm.
So we do this every year with BADS when they have the boat show, and there is a community organization discount.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
awesome.
different. So it's different than a commercial, but it's totally doable. It's not quite as expensive basically as like if you're a commercial, if you're marketing a product or a service that you're selling.
Yeah. Terrific. I love it. Thank you, Christina. Yeah, if you can look into that, that would be awesome. I can still reach out to Nikki and see what the Latitude hook is there. But Eric, thank you as well. I mean, yeah, basically if we have someone there on April 9 and, the 9th is the 9th is the second Saturday in April. So I imagine we'd have our call on Tuesday, the 5th. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe we can get
the next board call. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, at the next board call, we can really kind of push forward with it, try and come up with a plan. Maybe we could do like
Perfect.
we could do like a in the booth, have bubbles like we've done before. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, totally. I know, get some palm trees
The
happening
bubbles.
Monique to bring
too.
her costumes, that kind of thing, or something.
Yeah, all Monique has to do is bring Birdie in that Hawaiian shirt and people will pay money. They really will pay money. I mean, that'll just be terrific. Thank you.
I'll wear
All
my
right, well, please wear the muumuu. Oh man, I just got a really great Hawaiian dress whilst I'm here. I'm saving it for my mom's birthday party. But yes, we can totally go themed. That'll be amazing.
That's a great idea.
All right, so we've done the approval. David, hello. You're always top of the hour because it's the latest for you. Would you like me to just I'm going to share the treasurer's report that you had just sent to us. Do you want to say a couple of words to accompany that?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. David there?
Is he still there?
I hope so. He was a hot second ago. He might be on mute. We've got, I can see a phone on mute, and I can see David Shea.
But we're missing David Shea.
Says I'm on mute.
Yep, let me see. I'm going to see if I can get him to unmute. There you go. Ask to unmute. Let's see if that helps.
David, I think you have to do it in the app.
Exactly. It's frustrating.
Yeah. Well, David, just if you can hear us, please just pipe up whenever you wish. We might just keep things moving for a moment and then we'll come back to this. How does everyone feel about that?
Yeah,
I need to do that.
Yep. All right. So David, just give us a holler, okay? All right. So let's keep going. Melissa, do you want to just tell us a little bit about what's going on with the webinars, and then second to that, small boat program?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I'm sitting in a parking lot garage in San Jose. I'm out drinking tequila with my son, which is actually not going to end very well, I'm sure. So, but he's really like talking. So it's kind of like I'm just sitting there going, this is so great. Anyway, we have 6 new people who have signed up for Martin Spisman's talk, which is a week from today. It will be on the 14th. I hope you all will attend. Martin is really, he's fun to talk with. He's not used to doing this, but he's been working on his presentation. And hopefully, Ross, sometime during this week, when he sends it to me, share it with you, and maybe we can have a Zoom with him and get him ready for next week. And so he knows that we want to spend some time with him this week, and he's very appreciative of the time that we're willing to spend with him. He's been very reinforcing about me calling him and emailing him and texting him, and because I just want to make sure he's okay and that he's good with this. So he seems like he's on the right footing. We decided we'll put an ad in Facebook, which I'm happy about. And I don't know, Ross, if you know the secret of how to add up all the people who have signed up for the 4 parts of the weather series so far, but I'm thinking it's over 80 people. And I'm thinking that we've got a nice amount of money that we're going to be giving to the 4 not-for-profits. And actually 2 of our speakers are going to give it to ACSC, Alameda Community Sailing Center. And then one is giving to BADS, and the other, that's Martin Spisman. And then the other, which is Rick Whiting, is giving it to Call of the Sea or something like that. So we're going to be giving like, what is it, Alice?
It is Call of the Sea.
Oh,
that's
okay.
the C word and the Matthew Turner.
Okay. Oh,
fantastic.
Okay. Okay. So it's going to be like $200+ checks to each one of the organizations. So hats off to us for being able to, you know, create this series, have this interest, and be able to keep the enthusiasm going. So very, very awesome. And Ross, if you have a way to figure out what the total is of all the 4 series in terms of the people that have signed up, I'd love to know. But offhand, I don't know how to do that on Weebly. Yeah.
I can download the spreadsheet and work it out from there.
Perfect. I would love it if you could do that. The next thing is the small boat program. So we had a meeting last night at Boathouse Tavern, which was both chaotic and distracting. And it was the first time I sat with people for a meeting instead of everybody having their own little Zoom box in the last 2.5 years. So, but actually we did some things. We got some stuff out of it. And Ross, if you'd like to share the notes, it might be interesting for everybody to see. Would you do that? The last
Yeah,
notes?
absolutely. So I'm just looking at the Sentinel small boat program, and then the meeting notes here. Hold on a second. Oh, there we go. You did have it attached as a PDF. So let's have a quick run through this. I'm just going to share my screen. Preview. There we go. Great. Can you guys see that now? We can go down through it. So a couple of notes from Small Boat Program.
So we're really excited that John is going to join us again, John Caskey, and he's going to run the program, which is wonderful. And as a committee, we will support him. It doesn't mean that he's going to be at every meeting, but it means that we can present in his place and that he can, you know, kind of be at the boat, kind of help out with people who want to go out. And, you know, this was what John did last year for us in terms of heading this up. So it's great that we have his enthusiasm back. And we do. So I felt like that was, he showed up last night for the meeting, which was great. I hadn't seen him in a while.
Yeah, that's great.
And then we know that you guys want to put up a SBP Survey Monkey, and so we just want to be able to see what goes out before it goes out, so we can all be part of it. We want, you know, we know that you're going down to see Afterguard and maybe ACFC to be able to create some partnerships, so people take their ASA 101 and they want to be able to come, you know, have a boat that they can use. So we'd like to be able. Who's ever making that noise? Is that like tinkling?
Somebody's typing in the background.
Maybe you could just mute yourself. Sorry. And so that would be, you know, as a committee, that's something that we're really, you know, want to get behind these partnerships. And we know how awesome partnerships have been for IYC over the last couple of years. And so we just want to, you know, strengthen those all the time. We talked about needing a mission statement for what we're trying to do. And basically the way the old one read, well, it wasn't really a mission statement, but it was that, you know, that you could, we're not really learning, you know, it's not like you're just going to get on a boat and learn on Island Girl 2. We want you to be able to have skills. So our idea is to hone your skills and be able to be almost, you know, an advanced beginner, and that you want to enjoy recreational sailing and an opportunity to engage with other club members. So if we need a mission statement, we need to write something that's a little bit more concise than this, but that's what we want to include. Recreational sailing, hone your skills, and be able to engage with other club members. And then we talked about skippers. And skippers, you know, as Christina and I, we finished the conversation up today, is really important. And Christina was really amazing about sharing some things with BADS. And, you know, it's not just about, you know, this checkout list and your operation skills. It's like, what about your seamanship? You know, how would you deal with certain situations? So whoever skippers that are going to be taking people out, we want them to think about the judgment of the potential member and what, you know, what they bring to the table and how we can help, you know, decide whether these are people we think should be taking out our asset, right? This is our asset. So, you know, little questions that you ask them along the way would help kind of consolidate, you know, what our decision would be. And then obviously we need to know that their waivers are signed and that, you know, it's all there for us, whether people do it on the phone or in on paper. And then, you know, how do we get these skippers? How do we incentivize these skippers? And it would be to allow them to use IG2. And that's a proposal we would make to the board. So if John is doing this, then he can take out IG2. If Eric is doing this, he can take out IG2. Certification's not a requirement. Women's Sailing Seminar is just as good. Experience is really what counts. We want to be able to use Tuna Tuesdays to sharpen skills so that, you know, if we say maybe 1 or 2 Tuna Tuesdays a month, and obviously we'd have 4 Tuna Tuesdays a month, but 1 or 2 of them we would use to maybe do docking or to do anchoring or to be able to hone skills. So we think that Tuna Tuesday can be a way that we can help people to, kind of master the skills that they need in order to take this boat out. And I think we need more skippers. So we've got basically John and Eric Eric wasn't so happy about doing this, but Chris, John, and Eric are skippers that we think would be fine for it. And I think we should have one more. But along with these skippers, we want to be able to do orientations for them. So everybody's on the same page. We haven't done that before. And it's a little bit of time that we would have to spend to do it. But I think the payback would be great because the skippers would know it's on the checkout list. They'd know questions to ask people. And then we would feel confident about, who's ever going to be taken out the boat. And then we just started talking about race committee members, and we thought we should be taking them out sailing on IG2 and that they should have free beer after the sails.
Awesome.
So, that was
I'm into that. I really do like that. Just quickly before I lose this train of thought, I'm actually, Eric, I know with your blessing, I'd like to go to Boathouse Tavern next week and decide on a way that we can arrange like a bar tab of some kind. I mean, I still have a bunch of tickets at home. So if people are on race committee, if people are, helping out on the boat or doing some sort of volunteering, they can literally take a ticket to Boathouse Tavern and redeem a beer or wine or something like that as a thank you.
Hey, Ross.
Hello.
Hey, I'm here. I've actually been on the whole call. I just didn't get a chance to mute. We have a bunch of tickets left over from the COW.
Yep,
and the best way to do that is to basically work out a deal with the boathouse where every member shows up with a ticket, they get a free beer, and then we cover it. I'm sure we can work that out, and I'll reach out to them, and we'll work out a detail to make sure they get paid right away. I mean, that's pretty easy to do.
I love that. I think to myself, thank you, by the way, David, and also thank you, Melissa. I think to myself, if it's either we just collect the tab at the end of it, or whatever it might
Somebody
be.
plan a diggery do.
I think it might be David who needs to go back on mute.
Yeah, I know.
That wasn't me. I'm on mute.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. I think it might have been some traffic noise. Sorry, guys. But I think either we have them send us the bill, or if we can set some sort of running bar tab where we just make sure we have so much credit behind the bar at a time. That'll be fabulous. That'll be really good. I think the one advantage to having the credit is that if for some sort of freak act of the god, we manage to go through $300 worth of drinks in a short period of time, at least they know to cut us off. So
I love that. Yeah, no, yeah. And we were the only people there really last night after 7 o'clock. I think there were three other people at the bar. So I'm sure he's very appreciative of our revenue.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Ross, where is the debit card? Do you have it? Who's got the debit card right now?
I have the debit card. Okay,
well, obviously that you could use a debit card at the boathouse, and that would solve that issue.
Absolutely.
I mean, as long as if someone shows up with a ticket and he charges to the card, and then we work out a deal where he gets his tip or whatever. But maybe we need a second card. Do we need a second card to spread out? We can't have everybody have a card, but we need at least make sure everything gets done.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Eric, do you want you and I or one or the other? I think honestly, I'm happy to swing by when I get back on Friday.
Is it a the officers can sign, or how is it by name?
It's in my name, but I can have. I mean, I've been very, very tight-fisted with it. Obviously, the Commodore should have one, but I have no problem getting a second one delivered to the email. They have to send them by mail. It'll be in the P.O. box, and you'd have to get it. And as long as they know what it's for, that's the biggest thing. I just want accountability. And then you just go up to the guy and say, look, for every ticket, give the guy a beer. I think the way we did the COW is either beer or a glass of wine, house wine. But we should be able to do this and still make sure they get paid, and we give our members the benefit.
Yeah,
I think we're putting the cart before the horse. We need to talk to them first. Their system is is relatively sophisticated, but they do it through like a fancy Square card reader. And I know they'll open a tab for you, but I don't know how long they'll keep it open, kind of thing. So I've never left and come back and paid it. I've always paid it before I've left.
But that's my point. I mean, in other words, so you give tickets out. They turn the tickets in. They run it up on the tab, and it gets charged to the card. That's exactly what will happen. I mean, we don't expect them to send me an invoice and to get paid in 12 weeks. I mean, that's not going to happen. We just need to make sure we have a kind of a.
Was that just me or everybody got the shoe?
Everyone got it. I'm going to take a guess that Melissa's connection dropped and she was the host. So, yeah. So welcome back. We're back.
Hey, anyways, on as far as the boathouse goes, I think we just need to talk to them about it. Simple as that.
Yeah.
If it's just a matter of, if you want to leave the debit card on my boat or have him send another debit card down to my boat, I can make sure that gets done.
Awesome. That's great. Well, I'll drop by on Friday. I'm happy with that. That'll give them, that'll give us a little time to just sort of think about how we'll manage this weekend, actually, because we should probably move on soon as far as the agenda goes. But I do want to see race committee get compensated.
Yeah.
In as far as drinks go. I also want to make sure that we have some food as well for people. I think it'll be great to just mark the final race by having just food and a great atmosphere for everybody to enjoy. So
yeah, and maybe just like the tickets worth a set amount, because some people may not want to drink, they may just want food or something like that.
Yeah,
because he's doing food now.
He's doing food. That's great. Well, hopefully we can organize something for Sunday. That'll be awesome. But yeah,
he knows about it. I already talked to him about it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Eric.
We haven't put together a menu yet, but he was gonna. They have just the standard menu: tacos and what else he got, soup and some other things.
Awesome. That's great. All right. Well, yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. So look, Melissa unfortunately isn't here to wrap up the section about small boat program, but do we have anything else that we really want to chew into for now? It was a pretty good meeting last night. I was very happy about that. All right. So look, David may or may not be on audio. David, if you're around, just give us a yell. But I think we'll move on to the next part of the meeting until we get Melissa and David back. So I guess the next thing, actually, Eric, is you.
I think it's coming back, right?
Oh, David.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
yeah, I got cut off. I mean, all of a sudden you said, well, goodbye.
No. I think we discovered what happened. Unfortunately, Melissa, I think her connection dropped and she was a host of the meeting. So.
Oh.
Yeah, so anyway,
I mean, all of a sudden the pictures are going all over the place. So, yeah, I guess I just need to know, Eric, do you, I guess we need another card. It's basically what the deal is, right?
I mean, I'm fine either way. If that seems appropriate, I don't need it, to be honest with you. I don't mind you reimbursing me, right. But if your preference would be to have it done that way, if that's easier for you, no problem. And I can keep an accounting of it.
Yeah, the only problem is that having two cards. I mean, I can keep track of Ross and Nathan, but a second card can get a little clamorous, and I'm going like, where are these charges? What? I just need accountability. So it may be simpler if you don't mind. I'll set you up on a bill pay, and the minute I get your credit card statement, credit card bill or request, I mean we'll do it. We'll reimburse you. If you can work that way.
Yeah. Oh, no problem. I haven't submitted for reimbursement on anything as of yet. Just
Well, but we're not asking you to get a pocket. I mean, the club's got the wherewithal to pay it. The question is, how can we do it securely, but at the same time making sure the members benefit with what we want to do.
Awesome. All right. So, hey. David, do you want to say a couple of words as far as the treasurer's report goes before we dive into this, Eric?
I think everyone's got a report. We're down a little bit in our balances. I think everyone understands. We've taken a little bit of hit on our positions in the cash in our equities, which is our stocks. But at the same
Instead of
time, I've been
Tesla?
sort of nibbling on more energy positions. There's actually a ETF, which is electronic chain funds that owns some major positions in like Chevron, Marathon, Exxon, and I bought a few more shares of that. It pays almost a 4% dividend. So I've taken advantage of the weakness. But let's face it, guys. I mean, these are uncharted territories, and I'm trying to maintain a 30% ratio as far as our positions in cash versus our overall position with Fidelity. You can kind of understand where we are, Bank of America. We want to make sure we cover all our obligations, and if we have a bar tab, I want to make sure it gets paid. The membership still is healthy. We're still getting new members, and the whole idea right now is to just sort of keep on building that base, and at the same time staying liquid.
Awesome. Thank you very much. And well, thanks for filling us in on that too. I have to admit, we've had a few expenses as well. So it purely hasn't been a matter of the, how do I put it? Our equities not performing quite as well. And I mean, everybody's is like this too, by the way. So,
No question. Yeah,
absolutely. Everybody's investments like this too. So I get it. So one thing that I do ask, David, would it be possible for you to share the statements for the debit card with me?
You asked me that, and that's fine. I know that you've got I've seen the charges come through, and what I can do, best thing to do with that is to just sort of give you the details, maybe one by one, and you can send me the receipts. I knew you were busy, and I trust you, but I can see the charges come through. So, and Eric, like I said, I want to make sure that we give the members a bang for their buck. Yeah. And like I said, we've got those tickets. If you just write IYC in the back of them and say, look, every ticket that comes in, we're going to buy the guy one beer, one glass of wine, and it's on our tab. Here's my card, and I swear to God, the minute you send me, said here's what the total amount is, here's a receipt, I will process that payment.
Yeah, let's. I think that sounds great, David. Let's try that. The only concern I have is I don't know how it logistically works on their end, because I think they have to close out every day. It's not like we can give out a stack of tickets and they can use them like on Wednesday or Thursday.
No. It's the day they're there. No. You don't. Yeah. They can't carry it forward. If and just to say, look, I mean, this is only good for tonight, and that's exactly right. You can't carry it forward.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna have to rely on you to monitor that.
Well, why don't we just get in the habit of leave the debit card in the mailbox or something like that?
Well,
that can be kind of like our safety deposit box.
The only risk with that is whether or not who's got access to the box. And next thing I know, I see charges come through. I don't know who's doing it. I mean, it's coming out of that card is tied directly to one of our checking accounts. It's not mine. Yeah. It's coming out of the Island Yacht Club checking account. The reason it's me is because the Bank of America requires an individual be personally responsible. But bottom line is that card's tied to one of our checking accounts, and I'm not sure if I'm not sure I'm really comfortable just leaving it in the post office box, in the PO box.
Yeah. All right. That sounds good. I mean, Eric, you and I can work together on these things too. I mean, you know how to get into my house, for Christ's sake. So,
it should be shared. I mean, it's a shareable card,
Absolutely.
Eric, and we want you to be able to conduct your social activities. Mm-hmm. You tell us what you're comfortable with, and we'll see if it works.
Yeah. I think that's fine. We're just kind of arguing over the same point. I think that works perfect.
Okay, I can reverse it right away. For God's sake, and if you give me your, I really don't want your checking account number, but if it has to be wired to you the following day, that's one thing. But typically, since you're not a company, it's going to take several days for them to get you a paper check. If you can live with that,
David, I'm not the least bit worried about it. Honest to God,
okay.
I'm not the least bit worried about it. Has not been a problem up until this point, as far as I know.
And we not only do we pay the bar tab, we pay the tip. I mean, it's got to be included. And hey, look, David, I spent $201.55. You're going to get it as soon as I get it. I'll turn around.
Fair enough.
All right, let's keep moving, guys. I think that we can, once we talk to Boathouse Tavern, we can resolve the rest of the nitty gritty on a phone call between you two.
Sure. Yeah. Just you can work out the details. Yeah.
That's great. All right, cool. So thank you so much, David. Eric, God, please tell me what's happening with crab feeds. I love hearing about crab feeds.
Well, let's see. How do I do this?
Yeah, you were showing some pics before. Yeah, I'm curious to see.
I think we already talked about this, but how do I make this full screen? Hey, this is Raj, you know about this. These are my duck buddies. Now they hang out actually on the finger. So this is for anybody, I haven't named them yet, but these are two ducks that I feed, and they literally come every day that I'm down there now, which is pretty cool. Anyways, this is what went to the wrong one. Hang on. It's this one I wanted to show. So this is our rear Commodore in racing form, smoking us down the estuary yesterday.
Oh my gosh, for
there
real?
She is back there, as you can see her.
Hey.
Smoking us down the estuary. Yeah.
Hey, go Christina.
What an epic day of sailing. I hope you guys had half as much fun as we did, Christina. It was awesome. Okay, crab feed.
Crab feed. That was a breath mint. I like it.
For those that haven't seen it, I don't think, David, you were in on that call. I'm not sure. I can't remember who was on the call and who wasn't. So last weekend, I went by and actually sat down and took a good look at Alameda Yacht Club, their space. So it's very deceiving if you look at this. This is the deck out in front of the club itself. And that gives you a better picture for just how big that tent is. So you can see it
huge,
here.
Yeah.
It's a big tent. I mean, it's a good sized tent. So that deck itself is pretty good size. And you can see with the number of picnic tables that are out there, I think with a little bit of reorganization, probably the tables from the container and some, working on some logistics, this is the place for us to be. It looks like to me. So it is going to have to be an outdoor, kind of a mixed indoor outdoor type of event because, so there's another shot of it. This is their inside space. And it's hard to see, but there's some tables already in there. I got another shot of the inside here. Oh, that's the galley. So there's some more tables back here. You see my arrow? Everybody sees my arrow? Okay. Yeah, there's a bunch of tables back here. So I think their inside space realistically is probably a different setup on the tables. We're looking at maybe 25, 30 people, but I think we can accommodate, jumped the gun. We can accommodate a ton of people back here.
Awesome.
So it is going to push us into April. You need to look closely at what the historical temperatures and weather looks like, because we certainly don't want to do it anywhere around rain. But I would assume we'd put another tent maybe back here, similar in size. And then if we did, have rain, it would be an issue. I've put a call into Eric over at Alameda Yacht Club. He has not gotten back to me on it. But the original idea that I proposed, and I think we should still kind of hold with, is it's a combination of their members and our members. However many tickets they sell is the revenue they generate. However many tickets we sell is the revenue we generate. And then the quote unquote rent for the space is going to be the bar revenue that they generate from our members and their members alike, of course.
Eric, I like the idea, but how are you going to cover the cost? How do you know who's going to pay the cost?
So same story is, so let's say a hypothetical, we have 100 tickets that we sell. Okay. We sell 80 tickets. They sell 20 tickets. We take 80% of the costs, and that includes the, the food itself. If there's any other, associated, like, silverware or other, whatever it is, we take 80% of the cost and 80% of the profit. They take 20% of the cost and 20% of the profit.
Okay, so are we going to be the point man? In other words, everything that's bought, we buy?
I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I mean, this gets a little dicey because, look, if there's no risk on them, like if we're buying all the crab and all the whatever else you're going to have, and we don't sell it all or whatever, we're on the hook.
Well, I think the deal is it's going to have to be, the tickets have to be sold ahead of time. We can't have people walking up at the door. We can't. I mean, we can have a small, just kind of like we did at the change of watch. I think we need to do just like we did at change of watch. And then that controls our costs. That dictates exactly, we know what our crab costs are going to be, or we should be pretty close with it. There are some pieces that we won't know, like I said, is cleanup costs or, if something gets broken or damaged, but there's kind of no way to control that anyways, even in best case scenario. But unless somebody has, how have you done it in the past, David? I guess is my question. This is all new to me.
Well, first of all, we got to come up with a budget. How much is it going to cost, and how much we're going to charge? And here's the cost. And like you just said, the cleanup, the utensils. If they need the Sea Scouts to come in the past, we've actually had the Sea Scouts come in and kind of make sure that everyone got what they wanted. But we come up with a budget.
Do we compensate the Sea Scouts? And if so, that wasn't on the...
Actually, I think we did a collection. We did a tip, as I recall. Everyone, they passed a hat or a bucket or whatever for the Sea Scouts. They just got a tip.
That's really cool.
I'm going to put that on my notes. That's a good idea.
And you know what? That pot was overflowing. And we stood up and said, look, the Sea Scouts are here to help us out, but you know what? We'd like to kind of give the kids an opportunity to share in the bounty, whatever. And I will tell you, these kids walked out with, they just didn't walk out with a couple of cents. People were just dropping 10, 20, 30, a lot of dollars in that pot.
Yeah.
Well, I think what we should do, so I'm shooting for April. Again, I have to talk to Eric and figure out exactly the specific details because we're using their space for it. But maybe we'll do a committee around this as soon as I get word back from him, and then we'll do a strategy session with those that, because this is my first time for doing this, guys. So I don't want to turn it into a shit show. So I need all hands on deck, as much help as I can possibly have.
You got it, Mr.
Right.
And then at the event itself, we're all going to have to be hands on deck to really make it go through. Right. So why don't we have a conference call specifically centered around that as soon as I get a response back from Eric and get some firmed or some close by date. So, but I'm thinking more towards the end of April is what I'm thinking.
Okay. And Eric, what I'd like to have Eric, because I like to be in direct contact with their treasurer. I don't think we need to pay them rent if we have a revenue sharing situation.
No, we're not.
This is a fundraising event for them as well.
Yeah. So
if we're just going to have enough in IYC, you're right. We give you guys $400 to use your deck for a day. But if they've got the bar revenue and they've got the food revenue, this isn't a rent situation. This is basically a fundraising for both sides, and I need to work directly with their treasurer.
Okay, so maybe you missed it, but the idea is that we take full profit from our tickets sold. They take full profit from their tickets sold, and the quote unquote rent, it's not rent, is the bar revenue is all theirs.
Okay, then I missed that. Okay, yeah, no. Okay, yeah. So there's no facility fee at all.
There's no cost. There'll be zero cost to us. If there's a cost to us, we'll take our business elsewhere. That's the way I look at it. So, all right, but we do have some other offers.
But they're going to buy the beer. They're going to buy the wine. They're going to supply all the beers. All the bar supplies is coming from them, and they get all that revenue.
Correct.
That's fine.
That's great. Yeah,
and then we're out of pocket. We're basically out of pocket zero. It minimizes our risk. We'll pre-sell tickets, so we know pretty much what our costs are to a large degree. So I think the ultimate goal is, I don't think it's going to be as profitable as it was in past years, simply because there are a lot of variables. We're going to have to bring stuff in. We're going to have to buy stuff, but I think we'll do the best we can. How's that?
Right. Okay. No, I agree. And
be patient with me, because we want to make a lot of money on it,
but
like this.
But we're going to have a cutoff. You need, the tickets get sold up to 5 days up until the event, and that's it. Because you need to know how much crab to buy.
Yeah, exactly. So we have to make a commitment to crab, and I think it's like Linda will help me with this. I think it's only a couple days before the event, so they do their allocation, and then ship it. They bring it to us and deliver it to us. The only thing we have to look at, and the one thing that's nice about this, and I don't know if you saw this, David, because I know we were talking about Bellina, is here. They have a commercial galley. That's their galley.
Oh, I know. No, I've been in that club a lot. That's a great place to have it. I'm not arguing that venue. Good venue. Good venue.
I remember.
Yeah, good. I've been there several times. Good venue.
Okay, now any other questions around the crab feed?
Nope.
Pretty good.
Okay, I have some very exciting news, if I may go on. This is kind of a quick last minute ad.
All right.
We might have a boat.
So no.
This is a 30-foot.
Come on.
Well, wait, it gets better. This whole situation gets a hell of a lot better. So this is a 30-foot. It's not ideal. It's really not ideal. This is a 30-foot boat that it's not really exactly what I'd want. I'd like something with a higher deck so that race committee can be up and above. And I haven't been inside the boat yet because I haven't got permission to do so. But this is what's called a 30-foot cuddy cabin. There's a full head and a large area down below. You see another picture of it. But so this is a large cuddy cabin that you can actually stand up in. There's a bed and everything down there that we could always gut for space. That's a back shot of the cockpit itself. It's twin screws, which means it's 2 engines.
Yeah.
It's pretty good size. But
Whoa.
this might be gratis. So in other words, we won't pay anything for it.
No. Who is this? What's the catch? I mean,
but hold on, it gets better. It gets better.
Come on,
so
Eric.
this is one potential option. This is the second one. Now she's not pretty, but this is across the way. These are all from John over at Stem to Stern, are boats that he knows that are, this one for sure, he said a phone call and it would probably be ours. We're going to probably have to do some sort of transaction because, I mean, there's going to be something like covering the, you know, the, what do you call it, the registration, something like that. But if this is what we'd want, that might be a possibility. He says this is another one that will likely go. This is a bigger boat and probably a little bit better layout as far as race committee goes.
Yeah.
But
having
put your seatbelts on, ladies and gentlemen, please. You have your seatbelt on?
Okay, I've got it.
Oops. That's this other one. Can you see this? This boat in the back, not the sailboat. The boat behind that is another one that's going to be in the same situation. So don't want to get everybody's hopes up, but can you see this thing? The spiral staircase that goes up and down, the elevator in the middle, the 6 heads, the clubhouse, the bar.
What the heck? I mean, okay, explain. What is, so your Stem to Stern connection is...
Why?
Why? Explain.
So this one, the family is just done with it. They don't use it. It's sitting derelict. He knows about it because he's the one that goes on board and takes care of it and looks after it. The family doesn't want to have anything to do with it. It's basically going to go into lien sale at the marina, and it's just an eyesore for them. They don't want to have anything to do with it. So this is all kind of coming together in the last few days. So this might be a possibility. The story with this one is, this is a boat that is in the same situation. It's abandoned. The family doesn't want to have anything to do with it. We don't know what the motor situation is on this one. This one, the owner of it passed away and the family doesn't want to have anything to do with it. So it's going to go into lien at the marina, I guess, in the next couple months. But that one, I don't know. I'm not going to get my hopes up on that. That thing probably, as it sits, is worth about $70,000.
Yeah, that's insane. So yeah, I just want to back up for a second because I know that David, you might not have heard much about this, and maybe some others on the call. But the reason why Eric is doing this extraordinary thing is because we've been exploring options with Alameda Marina to have a race deck of kind that has protection, and potentially we could take elsewhere if we did want to have a race deck, let's just say at the mouth of the estuary, which would have been great for Silver Eagle, or if we want to really bring the bay races back to their former glory. The main thing is we don't want to have really big ongoing expenses on top of an initial cost. You know, the idea, why we got so excited about the idea of a boat in particular is, you know, not just the portability of the race deck, but when we've had inclement weather at the marina, we've actually ended up using the IYC boat as our race deck, and that's actually really looked after. I mean, it was just a very nice experience for race committee on that week that we really just could not be at the end of the dock. So cards are on the table right now. Eileen seems pretty comfortable with the idea of us having a boat on the end tie. It definitely would solve a couple of problems that we've had around race committee just not being very comfortable. And the final thing, and I think it is worth noting, is it's an interim clubhouse potentially. You know, if we have a boat where we can actually just have a few people sit down around a table, at least we'll have somewhere to congregate that isn't necessarily somebody's boat and somebody's cost.
You know, Ross, I'm going to have to be a fly in the ointment here. I mean, look, I understand what you're saying about maybe having a shelter for the race committee, but I mean, how many people can actually fit on that boat at one time? and I just want to see a budget on it.
Yep.
I mean,
correct.
we have to vet the numbers on this one. And Eric, bless your heart, coming up with all these ideas. But you know what? IG2, we've learned a lesson with IG2, and I think we really need to make sure we have a budget of knowing exactly how this is going to get paid for, because we got to shelter the thing, we got to clean the thing, we've got to insure it. I mean, how many memberships we have to have just to maintain it?
Yeah, that is a big concern, but keep
Yep.
in mind there's a whole nother piece of this, David, that maybe you're not aware of we've been talking about putting the chase boat in the water and trying to figure out how to put the chase boat in the water.
Right.
My idea behind this boat is it really is a parking point for the chase boat. It's for a spot for our race committee to work from, a spot for us to keep some of our memorabilia, as well as all the products we use whenever we do race committee, because there's a bunch of stuff we have to schlep over to the dock and get set up every time. And then the big thing is that
all I'm going to recommend is we need to have a complete, full disclosure budget before, and it has to go in front of the board, and we have to make sure if this happens, that it's going to be something that the club can afford. Because
agreed.
I'm doing everything I can to go up in financial stature. We certainly don't need a parachute in the water.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely. I agree.
Well, now along those lines, wait, there's more.
Oh, so here we go.
We have been looking for a potential. Well, we haven't been looking. We've been talking about fixing up the Sea Hag, the chase boat. Okay.
Right.
And Roz, you and I actually emailed back and forth and talked about a pretty nice 13-foot Nautilus Boston Whaler. Well, guess what? There's a way better one. So this is the same boat that we talked about. But now, if you notice, this is a really nice motor on this one. It's not a 2-stroke. That's a 4-stroke, fully electric, everything that we'd want. I think they want $9,000 for it, but that's what they're asking. It doesn't mean that's what they'll take for it. But guys, we're looking at probably realistically, and I've talked to several people about this, to do what we need to do to IG2 to get her back on the water. We're looking at probably about $1,000 plus in just materials. The boat itself is probably worth about $2,000 to $3,000. So that's softens the blow. But if this looks like something we'd want to consider, I can't think of a better chase boat.
That's a cool boat. David.
Hey, Eric, listen, Eric, I love your spirit, but look, $1,000 to fix up the Sea Hag versus $9,000 for that boat. We only use it out. Like I said, I'm going to be the fly in the ointment. I want to see the numbers. I want the entire board to say, "Yep, this really makes sense."
Yeah. All right, let's take this offline. I'd love to talk to you both a bit more about this, but you're right, 100%, David. That we have to justify this financially. But I see Eric's enthusiasm too, and I think to myself,
me too. Yeah.
Well,
I will do anything.
So on
hey, can we talk about John real quick? John News.
Sure.
The 8 bells. I'm going to drop off for a few minutes.
Okay.
I'm still there.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just say, because we've gone over the hour.
Okay. Well, we'll save it for next time. We'll save it for next time.
I'd like to actually save it. I know Melissa had some words that she wanted to say, so let's save it for them.
It's not going to happen overnight. Dawn hasn't slept for 3 months. She wants to just chill out. I've invited her. In fact, we talked about this early on, where we're going to take Starshine, my boat, out. We'll have a flotilla out. We're going to have a very poignant, very tasteful ceremony and celebration of his life.
Yeah.
And I do want to bring up attention. I think we ought to make a overture to Dawn to give her a lifetime membership in the Island Yacht Club. I'd like the board to consider that.
I'm happy to second that. That's actually really good if you do want to make a motion.
I motion that Dawn Chesney, she's been a Commodore. She has put her life, heart, and soul into this yacht club. She's one of the nicest, most decent people you ever want to meet. I recommend her to be a lifetime member of the Island Yacht Club.
Yeah, I'm happy to second that motion.
And can I maybe make a suggestion?
Sure.
Yeah.
Why don't we present it to her as a plaque?
Yep, I agree.
Yep.
Yep.
All right.
Or an
Well, based
award
on
or
that-
something like that.
So as
Okay.
far as the lifetime membership goes, all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Is there any nays? All right. It sounds like the vote is unanimous. Lifetime membership for Dawn and John, of course.
Thank you, guys.
Excuse
I
my-
appreciate that.
Excuse
Thank
my
you.
ignorance, but is this some sort of ceremony, defined ceremony?
Yeah.
For the 8 bells,
Yeah.
yeah. What we do is, Eric, we basically we go out on a boat. If I'm not sure, she's not sure what she's going to do. If it's cremated, typically we spread the ashes and we have champagne and we drop roses. If he's going to be interred, then we still do the same thing. We basically, but we toast him and we have a bell and we ring the bell 8 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
In respect,
Nancy
I mean,
has one of the ship's bells, and I have the other.
right.
Yeah.
And it's I guarantee you, well, for those of us who knew John that well and loved him, this is truly truly an honor and the best way to basically honor a guy that's gave a lot of time and effort, and he was a great Commodore. And I just want to make sure that we pass this tradition on.
I agree.
Do we invite the entire club, or who typically is invited? To it?
It's whoever would like to join. I mean, if we have 20 guys, 20 people, we find enough boats to take the 20 people out. It's
I'll
all,
volunteer
hey,
to
here's
be
what
one
we're
of
going to
those
do.
boats.
Eric, if you wouldn't mind, my boat's going to be there.
I'll
Woovaloo.
volunteer.
Yeah, Woovaloo, they're trying to get back in the water, or it's in the water, but trying to get motorized. Dawn said it's not going to happen overnight. She wants to just chill out. She just wants to sleep and get back to her, trying to get herself straightened out. She's got a lot of things she's concerned about, but it will happen.
I would say let's wait till spring, where we know we're going to have good weather.
No, she wants to do that. It's not going to happen. I mean, but the idea is to show I mean, basically, he was one of the greatest guys I've ever known, guys. And I just want to make sure that we carry on the tradition. And this is really important for the club as our heritage.
I'll send over some of the plaque places I found that we were looking at for the change of watch for everybody. And then, just figure out the wordage that you want. I'd say let's present that to her sooner rather than later.
No, I agree, and I'll pay for it. I mean, obviously we'll pay for it, but and once you have that, let's collectively present it to her. I'm not going to say anything to her. I talked with her about 30 minutes on Saturday. She's calm. John's not in a lot of pain, and she just needs to kind of regroup. And she's really asking for just from time to morn and just get herself back together.
I'm sure it's probably too soon, but you might extend if she wants to come out for the race on Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, like that, but don't expect it. I mean, she really is at this point trying to just regroup, and she's got to wind down his engineering practice. I mean, John was grad of Cal, engineer, former. He's a vet of Vietnam like me. We shared bonds, and we lost a really, really decent member. And I just want to make sure we give him the respect, and also make sure that that's how we acknowledged our members.
Very well said.
And I want to pass that on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gosh.
All right, guys. I'm gonna let you go.
David, can you please wait for just 1 second? I really need that insurance information as soon as you can. If you.
Yeah. I'll have to pull it out of our files. Okay. I mean, I talked with our insurance agent when it's like $3 million. I said, "Do we really need this coverage?" Yep. She said, "This is the coverage you need."
Okay, great.
We have offshore, and we have in the estuary. We have liability up the wazoo.
Cool, that's great. Yeah, this just they were kind of hoping. I'll let them know that it's not going to happen today, though, right? Like that's.
Yeah, no, it's 10 o'clock my time, so it's not going to happen tonight.
Okay, but tomorrow? Sorry, I don't mean to be.
I'll do
picky about
tomorrow.
this.
I'll try to pull out tomorrow. Yeah, I mean, if that's urgent, I'll try to get to tomorrow.
It's very
Thank you,
urgent.
David.
Yeah,
Thank you.
basically, if we can't get it tomorrow, I think the race will definitely be off. But it's,
Okay.
yeah, thank you very much. And like, I didn't know that they were going to have that request until I emailed you guys when I did. So thank
Okay.
you.
I appreciate you. Let me know.
Thank you.
Great.
All right. If I just send the details and not the policy number, is that all it needs?
Yeah, I just need the details, and it sounds like we're fine.
Okay.
They just wanted to make sure we had like above 1 million something, and
No, we're definitely covered. I mean, because we've done a light ship, we've done the double single. I mean, look, I mean, they said, look, this is the coverage you need, and I've said that's fine.
yeah, apparently there was a recent change to insurance covering PROs from U.S. Sailing, and so that's why they're like kind of they're being more nitpicky.
Okay.
So thank you
Well,
so
if we
much.
need a rider,
Sorry.
we'll get it.
Okay, great.
If
Well,
we-
and thank you for the rush.
All
Sorry.
right, no problem. All right, guys.
That's
I'm
great.
gonna drop
Thank you
off.
so much,
Have a good
David.
evening, guys. Ciao.
Have a good night.
Bye. All right, bye.
Hey,
All
another
right.
another question before we drop. Have we figured out what we're gonna do about PRO?
Well, this is
I'm not dropping.
Christina's
I had
time.
to drop. I needed to drop off earlier, and like now
Yeah.
I'm good
Yeah.
for another 20 minutes. It was earlier that I was having other stuff going on.
Great. So, Christina, do you want to cover off your section in regards to volunteering?
Is that, am I up now, or I don't need
Yep,
to
you're
go
up
ahead?
now.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Yep.
No, it's okay. I was like, I don't know. In regards to volunteering.
Well, I'm sorry, the PRO, I should say. And then secondly, in regards to staffing the final Island Days race and the double-handed light ship. But I think the PRO situation is probably the most pressing
Yeah.
issue we have.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I have two. I'm going to confirm a PRO for Sunday tomorrow. Basically, I just need to make one more phone call. So it's either going to be Tom or it's going to be Chris. Chris will do it. If Tom can't, I'm going to reach out to Tom tomorrow.
Did I give you Chris's
Thank you.
info?
Huh?
Did I give you Chris's info?
Yeah, I'm in. No, Chris, I already talked to. Chris is
Okay.
on board if Tom can't. I had like a crazy work day today, so I didn't have time to also call Tom today. So,
Thank you.
so I'll talk to Tom tomorrow. And then, so if he can do it, we'll go with Tom. And if he can't do it, we'll go with Chris.
Oh, thank
And I'll drop
goodness.
the
Thank
boat
you.
on Friday. I'll stick the boat in
Thank
the water on
you.
Friday or Saturday. It'll be there before Sunday, right at
Perfect.
the foot of 3. I don't know we got somebody dropping the marks.
Will said he would drop the marks. I'll
Perfect.
follow up with him to make sure he's still on board for that.
I can take that for you if you want.
You do everything. But yeah, like, so we'll, so, and then we have, so I'm going to be reaching out with an email probably tomorrow. Yeah, I should have done it today, but I kind of ran out of time. So, we have it pretty well staffed. I just want to kind of confirm the PRO at this point. And I just want to kind of reach out to a few people individually, but everyone I've reached out to individually has said yes. So it's good.
Unreal. Thank you very much. That's great.
Yeah. And then
Oof.
for the light
Yeah.
ship, I mean, I'm pretty, like, I feel like it's really late. It's going to be kind of a crazy, like, it's going to be a little bit intense to try and do it this last minute. But if I can get the insurance information from David tomorrow, and Golden Gate is still on board, their race director said he would PRO if we have the appropriate level of insurance. But if we don't, they won't co-host with us at all.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That is amazing. Oh, thank you so much. I mean, I think this is just the way to go for these Babe races going forward. If we can have a partnership with a club that's already out there, that just gives us access to their gear and their facilities, and we don't have to worry about schlepping everything out. I mean, I tell you, we will give this a full media push to make it worth their time. Like, whatever you need, the latitude coverage, you name it. Like, honestly, I just want to make it worth their time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, I guess, like, I feel like it, like, I know, yeah, I don't like being in the position where we're this close to the race and we don't have an NOR out, like, and it's not open for registration. Like, but so we'll improve that in the future for sure. And definitely it doesn't, like, I want our co-hosting, co-sponsoring, I want to be better organized for that, moving forward. But here we are, and we'll try and make the best of it and see how it goes.
Hey,
Thank
Roz,
you very much. Mm-hmm.
Eric? Is the insurance docs maybe in the Google share stuff somewhere?
I haven't seen anything here. I've only seen the insurance Island Girl. I haven't seen insurance for racing.
Then let's get him to put it in there, or somebody put it in there for him. Just, it's, if he's out of sorts or something like that. We need to get a hold of that. That should sit somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. All right. Thank you, Christina. As always, solving problems. I appreciate it. I really do. Okay, so let's move on. We're going to talk a little bit about memberships. Let me just share my screen again so you guys can see the agenda. I think things will move pretty quickly from here on in. And then after memberships, I think we don't have a port captain report. So we'll move on to just some final housekeeping items, and we should be out of here soon. Sorry, guys, I was hoping an hour, but we got some pretty chunky conversations in, didn't we? All right, Shelley, I think I need to offer you an apology for leaving for a tropical destination every time we get these membership cards.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. And I honestly, I can't really report except that what you said before. We have 169 households.
Amazing.
And we just keep pushing. I actually posted on Nextdoor this week just to, because there's actually a Bay Area sailing group. So I just like said, hey, IYC
Fantastic.
is, you know, $50 a year and this is what you get. So I don't know. And so, you know, if we want to do a big push, we can talk about doing a bigger campaign at this point, but you guys, you know, I started a new job in the last 2 weeks. And so I'm just, you know, a mess in my head right now. So, but yeah, we can talk about that once I'm a little calmer at my new job. And
awesome.
Did somebody by the name of Chris McKay join like in the last week?
It rings a bell.
Yeah, it does sound like familiar.
Yeah, Shelley, do you have the list handy on you? Yeah,
I don't.
It rings a bell.
I literally just got home. That's why I dropped off because I lost you guys in the call.
So he's a good guy. He's a good guy for us to connect with if he did. So I met him at the garbage pickup thing that we did. But if he comes through, send him a personal message.
Okay.
Roz. Yeah. So he'd be he's active on the other side of the estuary with the marinas that are on that side. And he's been able to kind of clean up some of the, you know, the garbage and some of the problems that they've had. But I think that would be a really good ally to have in our pocket.
Awesome.
Had a very nice conversation with him after the garbage cleanup thing, and he took a liking to us, and so he was going to join.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Eric. I appreciate that. That's great.
Yeah, he's well connected. He used to be the harbor master over before Brock was in Jack London Square.
Oh, fab.
He knows a lot about.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, we do have to get our flyer out into a few more places, notably Boathouse Tavern. If we can get a flyer at the bar.
I think we need to put a huge poster at Boathouse Tavern.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's work with them on that. I think this would be great to have a bit of a takeover. All right. Shelley, thank you very much. Look, what I'll say about the Boston Whaler restoration, you and I, Eric, I know we've spoken about the new boat. Did you have any luck with the lifter recently, or is that still something that's
no, nobody's been around to help me. So your boyfriend was gone, what it was, gallivanting off to San Diego as soon as he got here. I wasn't about to ask him because he was freezing cold after he came out from cleaning your boat. And then Will didn't get in town until Saturday. So I can't do it by myself. I got to have somebody come help me. So
it's okay. We can give it another shot on the weekend. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
Sounds like Will's going to be in town. So that'll be good.
It's a multi-person program. So I need some manpower or woman power or person power.
Yeah, you got it. We can definitely try something either Saturday or Sunday. We'll be around for that.
No, and you can ask me and Mary because we're around this weekend too.
Okay.
So
awesome.
Yeah.
It needs to be done on the trailer. That's the only problem. So it's gonna. I'll see. So probably I'm gonna put the boat in the water on Friday more than likely because we want to get out on the water on Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm gonna try and start working from home on Fridays, so I could come over now Friday evenings.
Okay, I'll hit you up. Depends on how brutal my Friday is, if I'm going to play with it or not.
Okay, just holler. We'll help.
Sounds good. All right, so final thing, as for my report, boy, I've had a lot of conversations lately. This is really fabulous. I guess the main thing that I have to report on, by the way, a lot of this we've already spoken about, but is really just what's coming up in the calendar. We do have a few things where it's going to be all hands on deck. First of all, following the Island Days race on the weekend, we do want to have a fully catered party. So I'm happy to talk to Boathouse about that, making that happen. So the race committees well and truly compensated, that everyone who turns up can at least have a couple of tacos. That would be awesome. I think we should spend a little bit of money on this. We've really been quite both hands
You
on
want
and
to
hands
define a
off
budget?
as far as
The race committee,
yeah.
$15
So,
or $10 or
oh, you mean per person?
yeah.
Or I was thinking more like for an event kitty as such. That makes it probably a little bit easier. I mean, all things considered, even if we do spend $15 per race committee member, how many people, Christina, do we usually have on deck for race committee? About
10-ish, probably.
Sorry, 10-ish.
Yeah,
Okay,
we had a
that's
pretty
good.
good turnout the last few.
That's
Yeah.
phenomenal. And then as far as food goes, we usually spend between about, oh my goodness, it depends. Usually about 200, $250 when we've done
So
things like fried chicken.
yeah, so that's an interesting development. I talked to Christian about, hey, how about some sort of a menu or something like that? Because we had talked before about how we had done it before, where we brought in food and made it a little bit of a profit center. He said it, and the way he said it, I was like, oh, I get exactly what you're trying to say. Is he doesn't want us doing that.
I get it. I
So it's
totally
going to
get
be
that.
food out of his kitchen and his kitchen alone. They have ceviche, they have tacos, they have soup and whatnot. He was going to work on, he wasn't there yesterday, unfortunately, but he was going to work on some sort of a menu for us, but I would imagine that's exactly what it's going to be. But what I might suggest is that we say, if we're going to give out these tickets, we're going to say this ticket is worth $15, and then he'll be able to easily figure out, I have 10 tickets, $150, and the tab can go to $150. That's it. I don't know. I don't like the idea of saying, hey, we're going to pick up your tab and have them, wipe us out.
Yeah. Let's just say, for the sake of just keeping it simple for this meeting, look, we've had a pretty good run as far as memberships lately. We've had a lot of really, really great volunteers on Race Deck. I was just going to say that we put a budget down of $500 for food and drink. How we split it between now and Sunday is up to us, and of course Chris. But I just want to put it out there. We'll just drop $500 on the celebration and see how far it gets us.
Okay, and that's just for race committee.
I mean,
well, I want to put
$500
down for food.
More. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to put down for some snacks and food and things. So if we end up saying $150 for race committee drinks plus the remainder for food.
Yeah, and I think for this Sunday, I mean, unless there's a reason, Eric, you've been in touch with Boathouse, I guess, and so maybe I just don't understand. But it seems like the most simplest thing would be for us to just order a bunch of food so that we can all go, have an advance. Somebody, maybe me, go to Boathouse first, kind of get all that going, and then when everyone arrives, we have food ready to go, and people can get their own drinks, but IYC just takes care of the food, and that way we don't worry about it.
Let me just tell you Christian's stances. He doesn't want outside food.
No, I'm not saying
no.
Okay.
No, I'm saying food from Boathouse, though. I'm saying,
no, he'll do that. They'll
I heard
set
you
it
the
up.
first, No, I heard that.
No, because in the past we've done that. We've ordered pizzas and some of the other stuff, but he said no, we don't want that anymore. He wants
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so does anybody have any problem with us just saying $500 on Sunday and that's it?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money though, Roz.
I mean, I think we could probably do it for half of that, probably with it.
That sounds $250 sounds like a lot to me still, but that sounds appropriate.
I just want to put an upper limit. That's all. I just want to be able to say we are going to spend a maximum of this much, and I just want to make sure that nobody comes to the party, and as it's happened before, we've run out of food, and they're just like,
I agree. So why don't we aim for 250 and then just have if things go crazy and every one of our members shows up, top max is 500, and we can do a couple pictures of beer or something and things like that as well. And that would be really cool. I think people would appreciate that. But I think making it simple and having IYC just purchase all the food, or purchase the stuff and then have it out, and then people can get their own thing if they want, but not having for this Sunday, not having to do a ticket thing, I think would be good.
Yep, I'm all about that. Are you guys happy with that?
Yeah.
I mean, if we can go cheap, great, but if we at least we'll just say, look, if we do hit 500, that's the end of the night. We are not spending another cent.
So let me make sure, are we talking about racers and everybody that shows up, or just race committee?
Race committee gets drinks and everyone gets food.
Oh, okay. All right, so that's where the 500 is coming out. Got it.
Yeah, that's right. All right, do I need to make a motion for that?
Sure.
Actually, my motion is I would like to spend an upper limit of $500 on the Island Days #5 race for race committee complimentary beverages and IYC member and racer refreshments after.
Second.
All right, who wants to second that?
Second.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna do show of eyes.
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Alice, is that a nay or is that just your arm moving?
No, I tried to raise my hand, but me and the camera don't get along with raising the hand.
All right.
No, I'm fine.
Yep. Any abstains?
I'm going to abstain.
All right. How many ayes do we have there?
3.
Aye.
All right. So that's, I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ayes. 5 ayes. And 1 abstain.
Sherry's an aye.
All right. So let's go ahead with that. Okay. So look, final thing is we've got 2 webinars coming up. I can't say meteorological, but the weather webinar, the final one, I know, right? The final weather webinar is next Monday at 7 p.m. And then we have a new webinar, which we're promoting called Pathways into Sailing. It's myself, and I've already wrangled speakers from, thank you, Christina Bads. Alameda Community Sailing Center has offered to be part of, to speak as well. I have a yes as well from the Sailing Science Center. Blue Water Foundation has said they're interested, and I have a conversation with Sea Valor, which I'm trying to line up. And the idea being that instead of just talking about cruising and racing, we're going to have all these great organizations be front and center during a free webinar and talk about how you can participate in sailing by being with them, volunteering for them, working on the dock, and being part of the community. So this has been really exciting. It's had a lot of a great reaction so far. The speakers are all really thrilled to be part of the panel. And yeah, I mean, because I'll be the presenter, Eric, you can take a break. You don't have to do too much more than just sanity check what I'm telling people. You don't have to come to my house and create a PowerPoint for me. So thank you very much. But I'm hoping that this will also be a vehicle for Island Yacht Club as well, in terms of us being able to promote ourselves as a very democratic and easy to join club. Hopefully improve community partnerships and get a lot of eyes on basically what Island Yacht Club is and what we're all about. It'll be great if we can get a few memberships out of this. And that's why I'm making it a free event. I just want to get people through the door and finding out about Island Yacht Club. So that's going to be March 31. There are a few more things like, really working on the Boston Whaler in earnest and cleaning up the container. I want to save that for when I get back. Yep.
Hey, just an idea. Maybe that's something to patch into the boat show.
That is a great
come
idea.
Together, you think, by the 9th?
Yeah, so this is the thing. The webinar is actually before the boat show, because originally the plan was to tell people who are in attendance to come to the boat show party so we could all just meet there afterwards and get to know each other. So it would be great. I mean, if we can come up with maybe another event at the boat show for the benefit of attendees. But this one is really going to be like, it would be great if the coder was at the end, like, hey, you 80 people who are currently watching this webinar, let's all meet at the boat show and get to know us a little bit better. Great tie-in. If we have a stand by then, we can tell people to come directly to us if they want to learn more about IYC and, become a member. So I think that the timing is good, but it's probably going to be less about being at the boat show and telling people we have an upcoming event, as it is like, come see us in person at the boat show or at the party afterwards. All right. Is it any more business that we want to bring
together?
Up? Yep.
If you can put it together, just put together like an outline of it, and then that's something easy to present to them. Hey, this is what we've got coming on, and it's the soft sell of Island Yacht Club. That's sort of embedded behind it, and then obviously we're the one sponsoring it. Blah 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 blah, and then of course we put in a plug for us, kind of in it. But I mean, that would be a great way to have it, because I imagine they're going to have speakers and the whole thing on the night.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great idea. Actually, so I'm just trying to get my sorry, why is my Google Chrome playing up?
And maybe by then we'll have our dates firmed up for the crab feed, and we can kind of pump the crab feed in there too.
Oh, absolutely. That'll be just remarkable. That'll be seriously good. So right now, if you do have people that are interested in that webinar and the pathways into sailing, we do already have a page on our events. There we go. So on our events page, we've got this free webinar, Pathways into Sailing. It's quite literally /events/webinar-pathways-into-sailing. And you can go through here. We've got right up here, we've got the speaker panel details here, and then you can go through to the registration page. So there you go. Off we go to the races. Yeah. All right. Good stuff. So I'm going to talk about that a bit more. I think, especially as we ramp up the messaging to our membership. That motorcycle is coming by again. Hold on a sec.
Sounds like somebody playing a didgeridoo on this end. So Thursday,
it's
the
like
31st.
these dinky scooters that they have here in Hawaii. It's kind of funny, actually. So, okay, I think that's really the crux of it. Anybody have any final words to say? Oh boy, we really did go the full 90 minutes. I'm not going to promise 1 hour ever again. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you should. It could be like a goal that we're going to try it. Like, we can
so
totally do it, you guys. It's going to be
awesome.
Oh
man, it'll be so good. I'd be totally in love with that. But
all right, well, listen. So let's talk about something. Now that we got the remnant pieces of the board here, that boat I found.
Okay.
I mean, what do you think? The one I'm most stoked about is that little Boston Whaler. It's super nice. And here's the other piece, and I know we got to look at budget, yada, 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 yada. Of course, we're going to do that. We would generate a fundraiser. You know how I work. I'm not going to steal from the coffers without replacing it. But here's something we haven't even thought about, and this is the brilliant piece around that boat. It's in dry stack. And I don't know why I never thought of it before, but if we had the boat in dry stack, how freaking easy is it to not even have to think about it? The boat's in dry stack. We make a phone call. They drop it in the water on Saturday, on Sunday, whatever day it is. Somebody drives over in their car, leaves their car, goes, sets the marks. At the end of the racing, picks up the marks, and the last mark is in Jack London Square. They drop the boat at dry stack, and that's it. It's as easy as that.
You know what? Awesome. How much does that cost? I mean, I'm curious about.
Yeah, I mean, we have to look at that. We definitely have to look at that. That is a piece of it for sure. But remember, we're spending $70 a month right now putting it on the tarmac, and it's a pain in the steaming ass. It's a complete pain in the ass dealing with the boat. So one way or the other, we're going to be out. Even if we continue with it as we are, we're out $70 a month. That's $70 that could go towards the dry stack. $70 that could go towards a slip where a boat is put in the water in a slip. So either way, we do have an expenditure with that just sitting on the trailer. Now, I mean, can we maybe mitigate that or modify that? I'm sure, but we're going to put a bunch of money into it. We're already talking $400 to fix it. We're going to put $400 into it potentially to fix just the tilt mechanism, assuming I can't fix it. Then all the time and effort associated with cleaning it, it's never going to look nice. You can put as much lipstick on a pig as you want, it's still a pig. We'll make it look better. I mean, it will look better. But that boat was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. That one that I sent you before that had the 2-stroke motor on it, I wasn't a huge fan of it because of the 2-stroke motor, but I'd be willing to bet you money we could probably get it for around $8,000. And I'm tempted to front it to the club and then see what the opinion is of it.
Yeah.
So
I I like this. I think to David's point, and this is something he always says, is that these things have to be self-sustaining. My difficulty right now is that it's very hard to sell over David a membership if we are literally using this boat once a month or twice a month. However, if it is a matter of A, we could recoup some of the costs by selling the old boat, and then B, we find a way to have it pay for itself. And when I talk about this, I wanted to really have a larger conversation around fundraising, and if we either make money from the crab feed or the gala and have those funds go directly into paying the big expense, whatever it might be.
Exactly. And or a fundraiser. And
I'm thinking, yeah.
Who was it made this suggestion? Somebody made the suggestion is, hey, let's see if NSNL would want to partner up with us to use it and allow us to park it there for them.
Yeah.
Because that's a boat that somebody, it's a respectable looking boat. It doesn't look like a steaming pile of garbage.
And
so,
I
mean,
I'd actually say talk to IYC, because NSNL has a lot of pretty boats. IYC, after every race, they're like, can somebody please go pick up the marks? So
You're right about that.
Well, wherever it is, that's something.
I would talk to Debbie before you talk to EYC. So
yeah, that's actually a great idea, Debbie.
EYC has lots of pretty boats. OYC might be more interested in that partnership.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty great point. Actually, if we can find a community partner, and I also reached out to a group that Alice knows about, Goal. They've got a boat building program, and they're looking for a power boat. Unfortunately, they're not very responsive. It took them about 7 days to get back to my last email, where I was like, if you guys help us with the maintenance, we actually might have a boat that we can work on together and use together. But you're right, like if we can get a community partner like Goal or OYC to also use the boat and support the boat, then that all of a sudden becomes a lot more feasible than us just using it twice a month, And
I got to tell you, so I have both a dinghy and a sailboat, and there's not a lot of maintenance. I mean, there's slip maintenance. So if we're charged a fee to put it in a slip, but remember, if Eileen's going to give us the end tie, does that mean we can park a boat on the end tie? Or
we
does that mean we just have the end tie for free?
No, we can park the boat on a boat on the end tie
for free.
So far, yes.
Okay, so that's where that other boat, the bigger boat, becomes very attractive, because it's not too terribly expensive to put davits, and both the Dauntless boat we're looking at and our Chase boat could hang off the back of that boat. So that means we have on the water parking. We don't really have to mess with it. Now, it is going to be all members or those involved. We're going to have to put together a defined maintenance for everything, which means bottom cleanings, blah, 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 blah. There are some associated expenses with that. But amongst the talent in the club, I think the big expenses, such as what we're going through with IG, Island Girl, the biggest one is the slip. If we've got a slip for free, then a lot of that expense is non-existent. In fact, if anything, we're going to eliminate the $70 a month we're paying for parking.
Yeah. So look, I love this. I want to have there's a special chat about this alone. Can we put something either just like, let's have a chat after the race on the weekend. We're all going to be there. Let's have a talk about our options. I want to invite Eileen to come along too, potentially, I know she doesn't do weekend things, but it would be great to have her at that final celebration, especially if it's all comped. And just have just a meeting of the minds as to what we should do next. They are both going to be chunky investments, and I feel like really let's rip off one at a time. But yeah, I dig it.
Well, so I will say the one with the Boston Whaler is going to be one of those things. If we don't jump on it relatively quickly, it will probably disappear.
Right.
That's my sense. The other one, I think, is a unique situation. There's no real cost that we're going to have. It's just the maintenance that we're going to be looking at. Yeah, but the Boston Whaler is the one. Is if we want to entertain it, I know you and I emailed back and forth a few times about it. If we want to entertain it, I need to get over there and look at it, and then we need to put an offer in on it. Because I have a sense that it won't last. Not at $9,000. I think we probably get it for $8,000.
All right. Well, how about that? who has a good relationship with Debbie at IYC? Because I kind of just want to I want to be able to make a competitive case here for us spending money on a boat that we use twice a month. And I think the way to bolster that is to be able to, talk to another organization here. Because I mean, I get it, Eric, but like Seahag is not going to fall to pieces tomorrow. It's a pain in the ass, but it's a usable boat, right? I want to be able to at least say we have a really watertight proposal for the future boat's use. And that also includes how we pay for it. Otherwise, David's going to laugh us out the door. So I want to be
it's good to have, listen, it's really good to have this series of checks and balances in for this. That's why he's our treasurer. So I appreciate it.
Correct.
And I'm not trying to put the club into a situation where we're in the least bit negative when it comes to this. But, my thinking is I'll buy it. And if it looks like it's an asset the club wants, then the club can decide how we're going to reimburse it, be it the revenue from the crab feed or some other events to get it. We create a GoFundMe or something.
You could
like
rent
that.
it to the club and make some money.
No, I wouldn't want to do that. I have no reason to buy a Boston Whaler, but I know it's like my boat. I bought it so cheaply that I could turn around and sell it and make a profit on it. There was no risk. That's the situation with this boat. If you go look at those Dauntless, just the motor on that boat alone is almost $4,000. So that's why I'm a little throttled up about it.
Yeah, but, I hear you.
I'll go take it. I'll give it a solid look. You hadn't noticed, right? I'll go give it a solid look and then feel out the owner and see what the situation is. But I'm afraid if we don't jump on it, it will go away. So not that we got to make a decision right now. I'm not asking for that. But if the club is interested in replacing our boat, we haven't defined a budget. We haven't really talked about monies in relation to that. It is more than I would have wanted to spend, but damn, look at it. It's a beautiful boat. So, and being stored in the dry stack, I can imagine it's probably in pristine condition. But I will go look at it and confirm it. If it's half of what I think it is, I can't see any reason why we wouldn't want to potentially do it. But except for the cost, of course.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion. This is a group decision.
Yeah, I think we're not at the stage yet where we have enough information to make any concrete decision tonight. So let's catch up at the bar on Sunday, and we'll probably catch up before then anyway. Yak it out a little bit more. But I really do feel like we need to be able to spend the time to do a bit of community consultation. And of course, make a compelling case for David. That's really what we need to think about when it comes to any sort of big ticket item. All right. Anything else for now?
Nope.
Thank you, gang. This has been awesome. Thank you very much, Eric. Seriously, this has been terrific. A lot more to come. Yeah, you guys have a great evening. What can I say? I'm going to see you guys on the weekend, so I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, wait a minute. So
I'll catch you when I catch you.
Bye.
Wait. You're here or you're not here? I thought you
I'm sorry,
here.
not this weekend. I'm sorry, next weekend. I keep getting ahead of myself. Right. You'll see me online. And then you'll see me the following weekend.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Fair enough.
Have a safe trip home.
Thank you very much. I'll see you then.
Bye.
All right. Bye.